Hello, my name is Magdalena and this is episode 14 of Wolff&Schafe podcast. And this is my little cat co-host, the Marat. Meow! If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much that you're with me again. And if you're a new viewer, please feel at home. This is a podcast about knitting, spinning, dyeing, all my crafty life in general. And I'm Polish. I live in Switzerland, in a town near Zurich with my husband and our 2-year-old son. As I said, episode 14 already. Yay! It's Wednesday today, April 13th of 2016. Just recording the data. You can find me on Ravelry. I'm Wolffowna there, which spells WOLFFOWNA. I'm also on Instagram under my full name, which is Magdalena Wolff with double F at the end. We also have a Ravelry group, Wolff&Schafe podcast, and if you haven't yet, please join. We are a small group, but ever so slowly growing, and I'm happy to welcome any of you there and anyone who's posted there. Thank you so much for being active, and it means a lot to me. So thank you again, and I'm waiting for more of your lovely comments and sharing your projects. I have also created a thread for Ask the Wolf, meaning if you have any questions whatsoever to me, you can ask it there. And also, if it's something you would like to ask me privately, just feel free to email me. My email is at the end of the episode always. And we also have knit-along going on. The deadline is till May the 3rd, and the prize is this. It's a Song of Ice and Fire / Game of Thrones knit-along. Just pick a project connected to Game of Thrones and please join our knit-along. The prize is, as I said, my hand-dyed yarn, Wolff&Schafe yarn, on my Belladonna base, which is a superwash merino, nylon and cashmere blend in a Game of Thrones themed colorway, Melisandre. So yes, I think that's it for housekeeping part, and now we can proceed to my knitting, shall we? So I have, oh come on camera, this beautiful bag by A. Mary Knits with lovely dogs, and inside it lives my when I finish it, it won't be mine anymore, because it's for my friend Iga. Run by Sweater, designed by Terry Crews, and it's pretty a simple pattern. It's mostly stockinette stitch, but you can add this beautiful detail on the back in the diamond rhombus shape. So it has grown since last week, I'd say, because I was just after splitting for the sleeves, and now I have this much done, but there's still more to come. So I'm supposed to knit around 13 inches of the body, then a garter stitch, then the sleeves, which won't be full sleeves, probably it will be 3/4 sleeves, something like that, and there will be border. so like gazillion stitches picked up around all the border here, and then I will work the rhombi pattern, which I think it's a beautiful detail, but we will see how it will work out. So the yarn is Debbie Bliss Cashmerino, which is merino, cashmere, and microfiber blend in mist colorway. It's a really lovely gray, picked by Iga herself. For myself, I think I wouldn't choose gray. Normally I don't wear gray, but alas, I have knit a vest in green gray for myself, and I love it to bits. But yes, it has to be either bluish gray or greenish gray for me to like it. This is just neutral gray, and I like this. How to say it? It's an obvious color to me, but of course it's a lovely color. I think Iga will be happy with it if it fits, because I'm still a bit worried whether it will fit. I hope it will, but we will see. I'm knitting on my Knit Pro, which is Knitter's Pride in the US. Knit Pro interchangeable 3mm needles, and it's wood. I think this collection is called Symphony. They are really beautiful needles, and they are my only 3mm circulars, so that's why I went for these, because I really prefer to knit with metal needles. But well, what can you do? And I will have a sip of tea in my gorgeous Mama Rocked mug that I got from my friend Wolfgang for my birthday last year. I really love this mug. It's so nice. And the tea I'm drinking is this tea. It's Herbata Gdańska, which means Gdańsk tea. I think in English the name of the city is Danzig, taken from German version, and it's a harbor city in the northwestern Poland. And I think it's because I love this shop. It's called 5 o'clock. They have a few stores in various cities of Poland, but they don't write here the contents. So I always forget. By the time I'm at home, I forget what was inside. I mean, what mixture it is. So I'm pretty sure it's black tea with some almonds and possibly nuts. But other than that, I can only say it's really delicious. So it's a great mixture, but I'm not sure about the contents. So yes, I am a completely tea creature. I don't drink coffee ever because I tried to get into this, because some people said, oh, you think you don't like coffee because you never tried a well-made coffee. But I then tried in various places and it never did the trick for me. I am also pretty sensitive to smells, and I just don't feel attracted to the coffee smell. So if I don't like the smell, there's no way I will like the dish or the beverage itself. doesn't work, but I couldn't function without tea. I mean, if I really had to, I could, but it would make my life miserable. So I'm a completely tea person, and I suppose that Polish culture is also much more tea friendly than further west in Europe. I suppose we picked it up from our eastern neighbors, meaning Russians, and they picked it up further east, of course. And for that I'm grateful, because I have my tea, and everybody in Poland have tea in their apartment, and they have a kettle in their apartment. So when I first moved to Switzerland, we had, because we moved because my husband got a job in Zurich. So we got a temporary apartment for 2 months in Zurich, and during that time we were supposed to find a place for our, for us to stay. And that apartment had like all the dishes, all the tops. I'm mixing German now. Pots, pots and frying pans and whatnot. And it had a coffee maker, but it did not have a kettle. And for me, it was just ridiculous. How am I supposed to prepare my tea without a kettle? It's just what? So I was boiling water in a pot and then brewing my tea. It was a cultural shock of sorts for me. Some of you might be surprised to hear that, but yes, in Poland we are very much into tea. And also, it's a thing that if you're meeting somebody like somewhere in the city, in the town, you usually say you will meet for a coffee, a cup of coffee, but if you're inviting somebody to your place, please stop by for a cup of tea. So tea is more of a at home and private beverage. So enough of that, because I have some more knitting to show you. And it lives in my beautiful project bag, also by Amory Knits, with these lovely flowers, the hydrogenia and chrysanthemum and sunflower and dragonfly. Love it. I love it. So last week I showed you I had like really a little bit of the toes. So these are socks I'm knitting for my grandmother, the non-knitting grandmother, because Grandma Wolff, she like my father's mother, she taught me how to knit, and she is a very crafty person. But my grandma on my mother's side, she's totally not crafty, and she is also a coffee person. So I think I took after the Wolff part of the family. But anyway, the coffee grandma is very, she has a great sense of humor, and she's really, yeah, like we call it, like she's the soul of the party. Let's call it, like she really is funny and fun. But anyway, she wanted me to knit her socks, and I thought I will just put some interest into this plain yarn. I mean solid colored yarn. It's mustard color cascade yarns on a sock base. It's with nylon, And I just decided I will add these squares of pearl and knit 4x4, and it's going on pretty well, but of course slower than usual, only vanilla stockinette. I'm using my Chow Goose that I love, 2.5mm needles on long cable, 120 centimeters, and for now it's my preferred technique of knitting socks, which is 2 at a time on magic loop. I can't believe for so long I believed I can't knit on a magic loop. It's all in the past, guys. It's all in the past. So just in case I run out of yarn, I have some more cascade yarns. It's also yellow but different tone. It's warmer. I think the producer calls it tangerine colorway, and this is mustard. So yes, this is my knitting, and yes, I was mostly working on these 2 projects. I still have my Mira sweater by Justyna Lorkowska, but as I want to give the sweater, the cardigan, to Iga as soon as possible, I had to stop working on Mira for a little bit, because I'm not that fast a knitter, I think, and it will just take ages. Maybe I'm just not patient enough, and I think it's taking so long, I don't know. This is my lovely teapot. So yes, also, of course, when we moved to Switzerland, we had our kettle, but for 2 months that we were having the temporary apartment, we also placed all our belongings that we moved together with to a storage that was not supposed to be open unless you wanted to pay additional fee for that. And of course we didn't want to, so I had to live without my teapot and my kettle for 2 months. And actually, you know, I thought we're not moving that far away from home. By plane from Warsaw, it's less than 2 hours to Zurich, and it's Europe, and but still, it's living in a different country, and I think I underestimated the level of stress it will cause, for me at least, and also leaving my friends, my family, my job. I believed it will be not that difficult at all, but in the end it turned out that it was. So now we've been living over 3 years here, and I'm starting to feel at home here, but also we had a baby, so it of course turned everything upside down again. So I have a lot of adjusting to do, and I think this hobby of knitting and spinning and hand dyeing is helping me a lot, like keep my focus, and yeah, it helps. What do you think? Is knitting, are your hobbies helping you deal with your everyday life? I would be interested to hearing about it. So yeah, let's move to spinning. So as I showed you before, I was mostly practicing on my wheel with various breeds of Polish sheep that I got, like a lot of them in one package, and I have spun this much, and I think it's visible. There is white underneath, there's also gray. It's all natural colors. There is dark chocolate brown, milk chocolate brown, other brown, and every one of them is of different texture, staple length, different feel to it. So I think it's very it's helping me learn how to deal with various fibers, and it's really educational. So I think after spinning this, I could start with some finer fiber, because this is not really high quality fiber. It's just something I got together with my spindle, and I'm itching to start with, you know, these fancy fibers. So I just became friendly with my wheel, and now I think I can start with the real thing. And I can't wait, because I really, really love my wheel. It's Kiwi Ashford, and I had a new experience again this week, because I have spun on my spindle, on my Wildcraft beginner spindle, which is a lovely green wooden spindle, 4 Rolex. I mean, I divided the fiber in two, so 2 Rolex I spun into one single, the other 2 in another one, and then I plied them together, but on my wheel. It was my first time plying on a wheel, and I'm delighted. It's just so awesome. It's so much faster and easier to ply on a spinning wheel than on a spindle, because on a spindle it really takes ages, and I'm not that excited anymore because everything is spun already. So plying is just okay. But on the wheel it's a different story, and so since it was my first time, I was just not exactly experienced, so I applied it too loosely. But after watching my spinning course by Amy King, Foundations of Spinning, it's available on Craftsy. I watched it till the end, and there she says that if you have plied too tightly, you can try and take some twist out, and if you have plied too loosely, you can ply it again, just adding more twist, and that's what I did, and it worked great. So this is my first yarn plied on a spinning wheel. I spun it on the spindle, but focus camera, oh yes, so I think it's more or less fingering weight. And yes, it's so soft. The Rolex were by Woolly Witch, and it's 2 colorways. So I plied, I spun 2 colors and 2 colors, so they would match when I'm plying. And there was actually quite a short part of the yarn that would be like these 2 colors mingling, but other than that, they are separate, which is what I was going for, which makes me happy. See, it's 2 colors. So I have some more Rolex, and my next step, I think, will be spinning them on the spinning wheel. Yay! Yay! It's exciting, and I really love the Fire Star edition. I don't know if you can see it. The golden speckles is Fire Star, and white parts are silk added to this colorway. Or yeah, I think this is no, this is silk and this is bamboo, or maybe I'm mixing something up. Anyway, it's lovely and soft, and I had a great fun with it. So I have something more to show you in the spinning section. I mentioned it last week, but I'm planning to decorate my wheel with acrylic paints. And okay, I have to lift it. Come here. Ta-da! There is my peacock. And so it's actually, oh come on. So it is actually called the Jujaku bird from a Japanese cartoon, I think from the 80s. It's old. I watched it when I was a kid, and it was, when it was in Poland, it was already old. So yeah, kind of a retro feel to it, but I really loved this creature. It was so mysterious and beautiful. I will see if I can, yeah, show you some more. Okay, and this, say hello to my kiwi treadle. There was the shape of the kiwi bird was already there, but I painted it so it has like a nice grass field and some sky. So excuse me. And yeah, this is my lovely kiwi, and I am really happy with how it turned out. And I'm planning on painting something more here, or maybe here, well, anywhere, whenever I come up with an idea. For now, that's it. And it's lovely when I'm spinning or flying, the bird is just going round and round and round. It's lovely. I just wish I had more time for spinning, because as I mentioned last week, I can knit in my son's presence, but when I try to spin, he just gets crazy and wants to move the wheel around, and and it's just not possible for me to work. And also the problem is that with knitting, I can always put it down, and with spinning on the wheel, I'm still not completely comfortable with starting and stopping all the time. With a spindle, I'm already okay, but with the wheel, not. So it will take still some time. Oh. So this is it for my spinning, and I have some news regarding dyeing, because I have received my parcel, because I ran out of yarn for dyeing, and I ordered new bases, and I will be having some nice things in my shop, because I have ordered baby alpaca and BFL blend, which is very nice. Also baby alpaca and silk blend, which is just so soft and so nice. And I have also pure BFL superwash, and I will also have 100% sustainable merino, which is for sustainable farming, and it's from Australia. It's 19.5 microns, how do you pronounce it? Well, anyway, you know, it's so soft. When I took it out of the bag, it was like, and it's not non-superwash. So I will be deciding whether or not to make it my base after I try and dye it up. because superwash yarns dye differently than non-superwash, and I will have to see whether it fits my needs. But if it dyes nicely, it will definitely be my new base, because it's just so awesome to touch. And also this alpaca silk yarn, it's just... But okay, I had time to dye up a new colorway, which is this, and I'm so happy with it. Truth be told, I was going for something totally different, but I was dyeing this in layers, and when I was planning on one layer more for this yarn, but when I put the dye of the next layer to the pot and I saw how it turned out, I decided, okay, that's it, and I won't be adding the other layer because it's just perfect. I just love it, and it should stay like that. So yeah, my plan was for a totally different colorway, but luckily I wrote down the formula for this. I think I will be repeating it, and that's what's great about dyeing yarn. It's the dyeing pot can always surprise you, and there's this element of surprise, and of course you can sometimes fail, but hey, that's life. So I'm in love with this. I call this colorway Rusalka, which is some of you might be familiar with my Vodnik colorway. Vodnik is a creature from Slavic mythology, and Rusalka is as well. So Rusalka is a kind of a dryad creature. They are female, beautiful goddesses slash demons who live in fresh water, and they used to be believed as mostly good creatures. You would do a mistake to offend them, but other than that, they would be friendly. Around 19th century, people began to believe that they are souls of deceased young women who are searching for revenge, so they were pretty dangerous, and they would dance young men to death, or, what is very interesting, tickle them to death. But anyway, I think this is such a magical, charming colorway that it fits this mysterious and beautiful creature that Rusalka is. So this is my new colorway, and what is left is just my private life segment. I'm still watching Bones. Thank you to the viewer who commented on that. I think that my friend who said that after second season it's not worth watching has a totally different taste than me, because I'm hooked up. I really like it still. At the end of season 3, my heart was really broken because there is something that happens that is really sad, and I got attached to characters. So I think I'm on season 4 already, because whenever I have time or whenever my son allows me, I would watch Bones and knit, basically, or spin. So yeah, I'm liking it. I think that there's the newest season that is still going on. It's 11th, number 11, and that's a lot for a show, I think. So it might get not so good in like my nearest future, but what can you do? I think the part of the success is, of course, the chemistry between two main characters, meaning Agent Booth and Dr. Brennan. And it's also, again, similar to the X-File duo, Mulder and Scully, because there's always this romantic tension between the two of them, never consummated. So it keeps you, well, at least me, at some part, I wish they would admit to that, but on the other part, I know they won't, because this is how the show is supposed to be, and B, this would be most probably the end of their working together, and it's possible that it's more precious to them than romantic feelings. So I might be wrong, but that's what I'm thinking right now. And other than that, just yesterday I was planning to, because sometimes when I create new colorways, I use watercolors just to get the idea of colors playing with each other and blending. So I took out my palette and my brush, and I think I didn't even put a dot on the paper when my son appeared and demanded to hand it to him, and it ended up with me holding the paper for him and him putting strokes on the paper. It was extremely cute, and he was enjoying it so much that yeah, I had to do my designing later, but he then went crazy. When he took his nap and woke up, the first words he said was painting. So yeah, it got a bit out of control, because then he started, you know, putting his hands to the dirty paint water and splashing it around, and at the end we had to remove the paints, and he was not happy at all. But at least this little thing is, I hope he will enjoy painting in the future, because you know what? Everybody says he's so like his daddy, and like from his face, his build, his everything, that at least that, because I love painting, so at least that would be something he got after me. Because sometimes everybody says he so resembles of his daddy that I'm starting to feel like a stepmother to that child. Like, I'm not connected to him or what? I get jealous. So yeah, my son got crazy with the brush. I heard that for children it's easier to play with paints and brushes, because with crayons you have to put more strength to it, to the strokes, and also the lines are finer, and there with the brush you can make bold wide strokes and with bright colors, especially because I have professional paints, so yeah, they were pretty beautiful. And then fortunately I have like a set of my older paints that are still good quality but not so expensive, and I don't use them anymore basically, so he can play with that, and we will see what happens later. I think this is it for this week, and I hope you have enjoyed spending time with us. and I will see you next time. Happy knitting! Meow! Bye!